What's going on, everybody? Why do I have a green screen behind me? Guess you'll have to wait and find out. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Full Command Show. My name is Grant Mitchell, and we are here for my first Commanders 2026 NFL mock draft video. I'm really excited to bring this to you guys so you can see what my thoughts are for the future of this Commanders team. Because let's be honest, the future might still be exciting, although I'm sure we're all down a little bit right now. The present is flat out depressing. We're on an 8-game losing streak. 5 of those losses have come by at least 21 points. We just lost to the 4-8 Vikings 31-0, 1 week after they lost 26-0. So that's a 57-point turnaround for them over the course of a week because they played a little old us. So with that hanging over our head, I thought it would be cool to turn our attention to the future and look at what lies ahead of us. Now, I do want to give a quick shout out to one of my boys, John from the Ballin' and Burgundy podcast. I saw that he posted a mock draft last night as well. Did not watch it because I want to see how our picks line up. And also, John, if you've seen this, did not copy you, at least not intentionally. Normally today is the day that my hot takes come out. Normally I do one video after the game and then the hot takes come out. But I'll be honest, the hot takes right now, I don't really have much to say. The state of this team is just flat out depressing. So I want to do a mock draft. I saw I posted one last night. It's unfortunate timing, but again, I'm excited to see how my picks compare to his. And also, guys, if you haven't seen it, make sure you do go check it out like I am going to after I finish recording this video. But with that out of the way, I am excited to bring you this video, so I'm not going to wait any longer. Make sure you guys do hit that like button if you enjoy the content, hype button as well. That helps me grow an awful lot. Hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. And feel free to leave me your thoughts in the comment section below on my mock draft. And without further ado, let's get into it. And here we are in the mock draft screen, courtesy of Pro Football Focus, ready to draft the new era of the Washington Commanders. So, if you don't mind, I'm going to take my attention. I'm going to turn it in this direction. And I'm going to get this thing all set up so that we can partake in the mock draft. Now, I've done mocks at PFF before. And because I know that they only have the Commanders with 5 draft picks instead of the 6 that they actually have. So I do need to change that in just a second. First, let's look at these sliders here. Care for positional value. We'll leave it where it is. Draft for needs. We'll take it down a tick. We'll go more best player available. Matter of fact, why don't we put it in the middle? We'll put it in the middle because if a team needs a quarterback, that's a strong need and they'll do it. But if they've got a defensive tackle and they need an end, yeah, it's pretty similar. And that's a big school of thought. Do you do best player available versus do you draft for needs? So we'll leave that in the middle. And then randomness. Can we take this down? No, it goes right to the bottom. We'll leave it there because some GMs are smarter than others. Some scout teams are smarter than others. So there's always going to be an element of randomness. Okay. So let's enter the draft. I need to get our 6th pick, which is missing, which looking at this is going to be the 49ers 6th round pick. I don't even need this. So their 6th round pick is going to be, that's the compensatory pick. So it's this one. And let's trade them someone. Who should we trade? Who should we trade for a 6th round pick? Let's go Julian Good-Jones. He's got good in the name. Like John Gruden would say, he got me feeling all nicey. So we'll force that trade. And what a steal. John Lynch has just fleeced the the Commanders. Julian Good-Jones for a 6th round pick. What a steal. Okay, we're all good. So before I click start draft here, I'm going to say this. I'm allowing myself to make one trade in this video. One trade. Because we have the 6th pick in the draft, that's valuable. Teams will want to trade for it. So even though we only have 6 picks, I could end up with 15 or 20 if I wanted. I'm not going to do that because it's unrealistic. So one trade. That's what we're allowed. So with that stipulation out of the way, let's get started. So what have we got so far? Caleb Downs was the first pick in the draft. The first safety to go first overall in the history of the NFL draft. Congratulations to Ohio State's Caleb Downs. Now, this looks crazy, and this is not going to happen, but Caleb Downs is the best player in college football, in my opinion. So rather than resetting the draft, I'm just going to allow it, because there's a world where they convince themselves of that. If they commit, I think he's the best player in college football, period. So they don't need a quarterback. And if they think he's the best defensive player, hey, maybe it happens. It's the Giants. You never know. So we'll leave it. Fernando Mendoza goes to the Raiders. Reuben Bain to the Titans. Dante Moore to the Browns. Jordan Tyson climbs to number 5 and goes to the Saints. And that leaves us with a big 3 of Arvell Reese, Peter Woods, and Jeremiah Love. So for those of you who have not been following any of my draft talk stuff, or you're new to the channel, and by the way, if you are, why not hit that subscribe button? And why not hit that like button? That's the easiest way you can support me. Go ahead and do that. If you haven't been following my stuff, I think Arvell Reese is just an absolute weapon. I think this is an all-pro in the making. He's a linebacker, so mathematically, him making like $10 million on his rookie deal isn't that big of a discount, because free agent linebackers, top of the market, are going to be like $20 million. However, this is someone who has the potential to convert to edge rusher in the NFL. And those guys, thanks to Micah Parsons, can make up to $47 million a year. So Arvell Reese, I mean, you see his numbers, really low missed tackle rate, good pass rush and run defense grade. Coverage grade isn't great, whatever. I think that's a little misleading. He's really fast. He's got good hips. He can hold up. And then his average depth of run tackle, really close to the line of scrimmage. He's just an awesome player. Peter Woods here. Clemson having a down year, 6'3", 310 defensive lineman. You can see he's got really high grades as well. The pass rush is what this would be the quartile, the upper quartile, and then everything else is above that. So he's a good player too. 3 sacks. I mean, you're not going to notice his impact as much rushing the passer. He's a run stopper. And then Jeremiah Love, who a lot of Commanders fans want us to draft. This guy's just a beast. You can see his grades right here. He can catch it out of the backfield. 6.9 yards per carry this year, 6.9 yards per carry last year, 17 touchdowns last year, 18 this year. He is a great player. Let me see what trades, who's interested. So the Dolphins, who pick 12th, are interested in trading up. The Browns, who already picked 4th and have their next pick at 27, are interested in trading up. And the Giants, who picked 1st and are picking at 33rd, want to trade up. Let me look at the Dolphins, because I don't want to trade back too far. If I'm going 6 for 12, I need 44 and I need a 1st next year. They're not going to do that. Will not be accepted. All right. I need a 2nd next year. 6 for 12, 44 for nothing, round 2 for nothing. They're probably not going to be great next year. That's probably like a mid 40s, high 30s pick. Would I do this? If I take out a 2nd and you give me Jalen Waddle and I throw you back a 3rd. 6 for 12, 44 for round 3, and Jalen Waddle. Is that even worth doing? That might not be worth it. I don't think we have a deal here, Miami. And then I'm not going to bother with these guys. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to draft the guy I think is a generational talent. Give me Arvell Reese. Anchor in the defense. So we're already on. I traded, right? Oh, I just realized. Did I just give myself the 49ers 5th round pick? Okay. Where are the 49ers? What did I trade them? Oh, I didn't trade them anything. I traded them Julian Good-Jones. I guess I get this pick. And then they get back. Is that what I'm trying to do here? Yeah, round 6. Okay. Sorry, I messed that up earlier. Okay, here we are in round 3. And let's see who is available to us. Those don't count as my trades, by the way. My trade is still available if I want to take it. Offensive guys. Really, the only offensive positions worth looking at are these ones. So, injuries, I'm just, that's not happening. Eli Stowers, he slowed down as the year went on, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's going to test well. Only 235. Probably needs to bulk up a little bit. Jadarian Price is a good player. Skylar Bell and Omar Cooper Jr. here. That's tempting. And I don't pick again till 145. Okay. Antonio Williams, Malachi. Let's look at the defense. Let's load it all up at one time. Edge. Linebacker. Okay. Rod Moore, I'm okay. Dalen Everett, he got a pick in the SEC championship game. You can see some of his numbers right here. I think he got a pick in the SEC championship game, right? I think he had one in last year's championship game as well. Derrick Moore's a good player. I'm cool on Whit Weeks. McNeil Warren's an intriguing prospect. 6'2", 200 pounds. He's going to test phenomenally. He has been totally dominating the MAC. And I know that's not a reputable conference, but you see how good Quinyon Mitchell is. Quinyon Mitchell is probably the best cornerback in the NFL. If he's not, he's top 3. So this guy's a weapon. D'Angelo Pons, I really like. It does concern me having 5'8" Mike Sainristil and 5'9" D'Angelo Pons on the field together. It does, but Pons is a beast. Denny Dennis Sutton, the guy that's trended down. Surprised Jacob Rodriguez is this high. I don't think he's going to test very well. Mikael Kamar's a guy I like. I got to narrow this down. I'm not liking any of these linebackers. I'm not liking the interior guys. Did we see any receivers? We did. Oh, yeah, that's right. We had Skylar Bell and Omar Cooper Jr. Okay, I got to make a decision here. A lot of this is obviously going to depend on free agency because it's not so much that I don't want to draft best player available, but if there's a glaring hole, it's going to be important to address that. I'm not going to go with Dalen Everett. If I were to take a corner, I would take D'Angelo Pons. And I don't know that I can do that here. Skylar Bell, 6', 185, 1,200 yards at UConn this year. He's going to be good. Omar Cooper Jr., 6 foot, 200 pounds, 800 yards for Indiana this year. All right, we got to make a decision here. This video is dragging on long enough. We are going to go, and then Derrick Moore's right there too. Oh, this is tough, man. See, the thing with Derrick Moore is if we go Derrick Moore and Arvell Reese as our first 2 picks, that is a game changer for the defense, especially with the pass rush. You know what? Is there anybody who wants to trade that's like picking relatively close? No, they're not. Okay, I'm going to make a decision. What just happened? It cleared all my filters. I'm going to make a decision. I'm taking Derrick Moore. Commanders defense has just gone through the roof. We've got Arvell Reese and Derrick Moore. And Zachariah Branch is right here. I don't think I'm going to be looking very long. Igbenuson, I guess. My boy Tanner. When the new college football video game came out, I guess it's not all that new, but when last year's game came out, NCAA 25, whatever it was called, me and my boys did an online dynasty. I was Houston, and I won 3 straight national championships, so I'm familiar with all the Houston boys, and I actually root for them now. Deuce Robinson. I'm taking Zach Branch. This guy with the football in his hands is like Jamar Chase. Now, he's not Jamar Chase without the ball in his hands. That's the problem. He's a little more on the Gabe Davis side of things. But this guy is relentless. He's physical. He is an elite playmaker with the ball in his hands. He's like a young Debo who doesn't have the wear and tear concerns, who doesn't have some of the physical conditioning concerns, and can develop into a lot more. The skill set is there. So I'm more than happy with that. So we're back up. Is my boy, what tight ends we got here? Oh yeah, we got Lucky, Koziol, Delp. I'm cool. These 3, yeah, those would be my top tight ends. But let's take a look at everyone else. Running backs that we like, Le'Veon Moss, okay. Probably not. I don't. if we draft a running back, it's probably going to be like 7th round because we have C-Rod and Bill. If we're going to get a bell cow, if we're not taking Jeremiah Love, our bell cow's coming in free agency. That's the way I say it. So I'm not going to waste a pick here. I think the offensive line is just going to stick, and then you're going to re-sign one of Allegretti or Wiley, and you've got Coleman as a depth piece. Chris Paul is going to come back, I think, so we'll leave that how it is. Let's look at some secondary. I just got to remind myself who we picked. Yeah, so we got Reese and Moore. Let's look at the defense again. Why not? That's what has been so bad this entire season. Perkins, Davis, DJ McKinney, Lee Hunter, anyone on that Texas Tech defense is, yeah. I mean, those boys are nuts. 6'4", 330. Look at the size on that. Spears Jennings from Oklahoma, I really like. If you can play in a Brent Venables defense, then you're cool in my eyes. Now, I know the coverage grade, it says that it's low, but he's a good player. That Oklahoma defense is crazy good. Bud Clark is someone I really like. DJ Harvey looked like a guy on the rise, had a down year. Shout out to the Virginia Tech Hokies, had him at one point. Aiden Fisher. Okay, I've got a good lay of the land over here. Maury Campbell's not even going to go into the draft, I don't think. I've got a good lay of the land on that side. Oh, what just happened? Let's get the tight ends back up. And let's just leave it at tight ends. Okay, so realistically, with Ben Sinnott as a 2nd round pick, you would think they're going to give him opportunities. I haven't seen him play, really. I haven't seen him be a pass catcher. I would assume we're going to see that at the end of the season with Zach Ertz's injury. Isaiah Likely is going to be a free agent. Chigakonkwo is going to be a free agent. So it's possible they go with one of those guys. I like Bud Clark and Spears Jennings. So I'm going to wait there. I'm going to wait there. And between Lucky and Koziol, I just want to remind myself of their size. 6'4", 240, 6'7", 250. And then Delp's kind of like a weird inline receiving tight end, 6'5", 245. So I'll be honest, I like Delp more than I like Lucky. And I know that might be a controversial opinion. Do I like him more than Koziol? Let's take the big man. I'll take 6'7", 250. I will take it. And we're on to the next one. Okay. Nick Harbor is here. See, Commanders fans are going to want to take Nick Harbor. As a former track runner, Nick Harbor made a lot more money playing football than he would have running track, but he could have won an Olympic medal. This guy is freaky fast. He's fast. He's as fast as Tyreek Hill was in his prime at 6'5", 235. And he did it in high school, by the way. Nick Harbor is a weapon, but he's a terrible receiver. So, it's just not going to happen for me. Let's look at positions that I don't want to say we're avoiding the BPA, but let's look at positions that we might realistically draft. So Lee Hunter, Jayden Ott, what a fall from grace. Spears Jennings is still there. Bud Clark is still there. The thing with Bud Clark, I really like Bud Clark, but he is small, only 190 pounds for your safety. He can be a good player, but he's going to have to bulk up. I already called out a lot of these guys by name before. I want to give you guys, I want to make sure that I do a good job. So I don't want to just breeze through this, because I actually want to take everything into consideration. Scooby Williams. Scooby Williams, they have ranked this low, huh? This is a guy with phenomenal speed. Phenomenal. Now, we've already drafted Arvell Reese and Derrick Moore. We have Jordan McGee, who we like. If Reese is coming in, he's probably going to play the position Frankie Louvu plays if he doesn't go to edge rusher full time. Not that Louvu would be gone next year, but he probably wouldn't be around for the long term. So philosophically, they'd have to figure out if there's space for Scooby Williams on the field. But I do like Scooby Williams a lot. Le'Veon Moss. I'm not his biggest fan. I'm just not his biggest fan. Why don't they have his... Oh, they do have his yards. I think he's good. Lee Hunter, who I was talking about earlier. 6'4", 330. Beef up the interior. Okay. I think my choices are down to Lee Hunter, Bud Clark, and Scooby Williams. And I'm kind of going to cheat. Here, I'll be honest. Because I know that they have Scooby Williams ranked so low, I'm going to take Lee Hunter. And we're going to see Scooby Williams, I'm sure, is still available, right? Yeah, he's ranked 330. So that's someone that I like. And is there just anyone else? Bud Clark, who I mentioned that I liked there. Damani Jackson. J. Michael Sturdivant. He's made some big plays, but he also he's just inconsistent. That whole Florida team's not had a good year, though, so I don't know if I can judge him, put that solely on his shoulders. Pat Coogan, if we needed center help, I guess because people are frustrated with Biotish. This isn't the worst. This isn't actually the worst pick in the world either, I'll be honest. Do we value... see, Scooby Williams, I can think you legitimately be a really good player. Okay, we got to make another decision, Grant. We're going Scooby. We're drafting off potential there. So this is my Commanders mock draft. PFF's probably going to say that it sucks because they have their grading system. Bottom 23% overall grade, B-. So my picks are Arvell Reese, who could play linebacker or edge. Derrick Moore. We have with Arvell Reese, I'm gonna sell you guys on this. With Arvell Reese, we have added potential all-pro edge rusher into the mix who can also play linebacker, has phenomenal speed, might be the fastest linebacker in the NFL when he gets there, and he also has a frame. How big is Arvell Reese, height, weight? 6'4", 243. Dude's insane. Derrick Moore, really good player for Michigan. Zachariah Branch, receiver who can develop, he's a game changer with the ball in his hand. You get the ball in his hand, good things will happen. He can return as well. I know we have Jalen Lane to do that, but Jalen Lane's been muffing a lot of punts and kicks, so Zach Branch can do that. Koziol, he's coming in 6'7", 250. He is a receiving tight end. Let's look at some of his numbers. Koziol, 65 receptions for 650 yards, 5 touchdowns this season. At Ball State last year, 839 yards, 8 touchdowns. He had 7 for 100 in the touchdown against Arizona State, who was ranked. He didn't show up against Texas Tech, but I mean, nobody on that team did, and Texas Tech has a top 3, top 4 defense. This guy's good. It would be either him or Oscar Delp for me there, and I'm cool with either one, honestly. Lee Hunter, I don't really know what we're going to get from looking at his ESPN box score, but I mean, yeah, this 13 solos, 3 sacks, 1 forced fumble doesn't look great. Maybe his PFF page will show us some more. Why does he not have a page? Okay, They don't have a page for him. Whatever. A guy who is right in the middle of that elite Texas Tech defense, and he can do a number. And Scooby Williams, same thing. I'm guessing that PFF won't have a... Are they going to have a player page for him? Yeah, they don't. But a guy with freakish speed, range, the potential to draft, hip fluidity, aggressiveness. He can be used as a blitzing linebacker, a guy who's got a lot of potential he can grow into his role. So for me, when I look at this, you'd have to go big on offense and free agency, but these guys, these can be cornerstone pieces, a lot of them for your defense, especially Arvell Reese. That's a guy who has Micah Parsons sort of talent. And then here's how the first round plays out. Caleb Downs, Mendoza, Bain, Moore, Tyson. We pick Reese. Then it's Mekhi Lemon, Peter Woods, Keldrick Falk, Jermon McCoy. Jeremiah Love falls to 11. Sonny Styles goes to 12. Carnell Tate falls to 13. Cassius Howell, who PFF has us taking, 14. The Chiefs. Mansour Delane, David Bailey, who I love, by the way. If we are trading back in the first round, I love David Bailey. And then the rest of the board right there. So guys, that's going to do it for my mock draft here. And that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you thought of it, what your thoughts are. Do you like my picks? Do you have someone else that you would have liked me to have taken? Should I have made some trades? Whatever it is, put it down in the comment section below. I'm going to head out of here. I appreciate you all joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a great day.